Lally ho, friends, and welcome to episode 22 of Kupo Quest. Forgive the slight delay. We were taking bets on this upcoming duel between Izzy and his brother. So, Nozak, what did you say you had the odds at just now?
4-1 odds.
4-1 odds. Okay. So for those of you that just need a quick recap, what's been going on is the group has come into the floating magical city of Mysidia. This is the home of our good friend Izzy, who lived here for the better part of his life with his mother, his father, and his brother. And it's been a very interesting reunion, as there have been some very tense conversations that have gone on between him and his family, some more productive than others, as it seems he may have made a little bit of headway with his brother. But his mother and father, it's not been going well. At the same time, there's been some interesting developments with Grunthor as well, as he has discovered a female Galka and a younger teenage male Galka that he is somehow related to, that he's not really sure how, though. They know that basically he was traveling with them before everything kind of went in his memories. So, they're looking for answers. So they have approached the Archmage, which is Izzy's father, and asked for, just a little bit of help. And he seems very reluctant to give said help. So he basically says, you know what? I need you to prove yourself. And the way we do that here in Mysidia is with basically a wizard's duel, or a sorcerer duel, more accurately. And he has picked Izzy's brother, Hikael, to be the one to challenge him. After their conversation, Hikael didn't seem very into it, but kind of listening to what his father demanded, he came up to Izzy, said, "I'm sorry," and we cut there, right before the duel began. So, that's where we're going to pick up, as Hikael is just kind of looking at you, Izzy, and he seems reluctant to do this. The rest of you are all just kind of standing around, not based on the chat you had sent last time, just like, oh shit, what's about to happen. You are free to act, so this is, you're free to do whatever you want, but right now Hikael has just said he's sorry, and he's just kind of standing waiting for you to respond.
Sorry, I don't remember if activating my broom is an action or a bonus action. Sorry. All right. So
Interesting.
So if he says he's sorry, Izzy will just be like, "Oh, it's fine." Personally, I'm excited to see how far I've gotten, regardless. And he holds out his hand and he says, "To a fair fight."
He takes your hand and he shakes it. Firm grip, not too hard, and he just looks you in the eye. Give me an insight check really quick.
Sure. Sorry, I have so many tabs open.
Don't even talk to me, okay? Don't talk to me about tabs.
Cast Burning Hands right now. Just kidding.
Oh,
Nice.
Playing
That's
dirty.
a 13.
Okay. Yeah, he's hard to read. He's hard to read. He's expressed his reluctance to do this, but beyond that, you're not really getting anything. The four of you, though, Nozak, Blake, Grunthor, Ava, what are you doing at this point? Is there anything you want to be doing before this gets underway?
Well, Nozak can't talk at the moment.
That's
'cause I'm
true.
I'm silent. Ready? I'm silent. But your boy has been doing some research, so I'm good.
You are silenced. Yes.
No, Nozak is going to pull out his weapon that no one really knew that he had, I don't think, and Nozak's going to pull out his boomerang and just kind of hold on to it for a little bit.
Very Australian.
You would have a boomerang. Of course.
Literally, I've had it in my inventory the whole time, and I've been wanting to use it for different things, but I'm like, I can do better. So
All right.
Nozak's just going to hold on to his boomerang for a little bit and just kind of like play with it.
Okay. Other three, anything you want to do? Anything you want to say?
If there's a place to sit, I'm just going to sit and watch. I'm not going to get involved.
Okay. You're in basically the council chamber, so it's almost built like a stadium, for lack of a better words. There's plenty of seats because this is where they would hold either meetings or trials and things like that. So it basically kind of lines the walls that kind of go up in like bleacher format. So there's all sorts of seats. At the moment, you all are the only ones in here with the exception of Izzy's family.
Right at the 50-yard line.
Okay. Okay.
Izzy would like to do something before the fight starts.
All right. What do you want to do? Still shaking his hand, by the way.
Yeah, he shakes his hand, he pulls it away, he waves his hand over his belt and says the word Lumor Aramin, and his belt begins to glow, and now his AC is back up to 15. 15. Then he just speaks the word here, and he flips over to where now he's sitting comfortably on the broom, which is slowly backing away from his brother, so they both have an equidistant amount of space for each other.
Okay. His eyebrow just kind of goes up, and you see he kind of just flicks his hands, and you can see a shimmering glow kind of go over his body as well, mimicking your mage armor cast. As he also kind of turns and takes some steps back. You each move about 15 feet away from each other. You're exactly 30 feet apart. As he kind of turns away, as you know would be standard for duels of this nature. So we've got Ava, Blake. Is there anything you want to do?
She grabs the bunny and backs up. Get out of
the boomerang bunny?
No, she's like, kind of, like, she's, and, like, I'm like, I hope you're okay with this. Like, but she's kind of holding, like, she grabs Nozak and backs up and is just kind of like watching and trying to figure out if this is a good time to cast calm emotions or just get the hell out.
Okay. You see Nozak trying to protest a little bit, but nothing's coming out when he speaks. The collar around his neck keeping him completely silent.
The entire time while I've got my boomerang out, like the whole time, can I like fiddle with and look at the necklace? Because like I am so fascinated by this because this is technology. This isn't magic.
You can fiddle with it. You can't look at it. I mean, you can't look down and see it because it's that. But yeah, you can. So give me an investigation check.
I got no chin.
Investigation check with disadvantage.
Oh, with disadvantage. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, because you're kind of just doing it by feel.
Okay, well that's an 8. And that would be a... Okay, so it would be an 8.
Yeah, it's hard to really tell. You can kind of feel where the latch is, but you can't really tell like how to get it off. And you can maybe feel some like arcane runes carved into it, but you're not really able to make out which ones they are. You'd probably have to take it off to investigate it to actually get a better idea of how it works.
Put a little paper, rip the paper off, write down on it, hold it up to Blake. This is really interesting. That's all it says.
And then Ava, anything from you?
Ava's just gonna pop a squat next to Grunthar and pull out some trail rations of jerky in his flask and offer some to Grunthar while we watch.
All right.
I'm just imagining like Ava, or not Ava, like Blake holding Nozak with one arm and taking it and reading it and being like, no, give it back.
Well, with that, Hikael kind of locks eyes with you, Izzy, just kind of across the way. And you see he takes a nice steadying breath. I need you to roll initiative.
No, kidding.
Oh my god, what? No! Anyway.
Nice! That's an 8.
All right. You're not going to believe this. I also got an 8.
Oh my god.
What is your
Reroll.
What's your dexterity?
They're twinning them. It's 1. It's +1, sorry.
+1. His was +2. So he is going to act first.
Okay.
As you see that, you go to react, but he's just a little quicker. As he kind of closes his eyes, as he's exhaling his breath, you see him shimmer a little bit and then kind of blink out. And then it seems as though he appears about 5 feet to his right. As he opens his eyes, let's do this. And he's going to take his first attack straight at you. as he holds out his hand, and you see 2 arcane bursts of energy just come out of his hand, flying in your direction, and that would be an 23 to hit and a 12 to hit. I think the 12 misses, right?
The 12 definitely misses.
Okay. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't get the right die. Because I'm a noob at this, apparently. So that's going to be 15 points of damage as it slams into you. Just 2 arcane bursts, just really fast from his hand. And he stands his ground. He doesn't move.
Rude. Don't like that.
You're up.
Dope. He has gone. Hold on. I have to do a bit of maths. A little maths. How high are the ceilings?
The ceilings here are probably 50 feet.
Thank you.
Oh, what are you doing?
If you slide out, you're screwed.
Okay, so if I do that, I'll only be able to cast one of these. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so, cool. He touches his orb, and siphons the magic through. You see he speaks the magic words, and you see a beam of silvery energy shoots from his orb up into the air about 30 feet, and it almost pulls him along in a burst of energy, and you see him now flying on his broom. He's going to fly up 20 more feet, then 30 feet even further from his brother, and as he does, moving very quickly, you see a rune where he was. As it does, it shoots down. He's going to cast fire at him.
Okay. That's an attack roll on you, right?
Yes.
That's a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage.
Currently?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No problem. Don't like that. Yikes. Oh, cool.
20 with disadvantage. As you're aiming the fire, you start to aim for where he's standing, and then your eye just kind of barely catches the shimmering illusion that he had cast. He's not actually standing where he looks like he is. That little shift that he had done, he's actually standing just a bit to the left of it. As you correct right at the last second, you make contact. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. We're just going to do flat damage today, and that's 16 fire damage.
16
so one more than he did to me.
Someone's winning. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Yep, and then he just flies towards the back wall. So currently, he is 50 feet up in the air at the ceiling and 30 feet back.
All right. So, no recharge on that. His turn is up.
Don't like that.
He's going to kind of look around, seeing you. There's really nowhere for him to hide behind or anything like that. So he's actually not going to... he's not going to move at all. But he looks up at you and disappears.
Counterspell.
Counterspell.
Third level. If I have to roll, I'll roll.
No, you don't have to roll. As you see him doing this, the spell just evaporates from his hand as he looks down and he looks up at you.
I almost forgot I had that spell, by the way.
It's your go.
Right, cool. He is going to... Yeah.
For those of you that are watching, he looks truly surprised by the counterspell. He seems he has underestimated Izzy a little bit.
Okay, so I think I know what spell he has up, so I'm just going to try my best. We're going to do what I do best. Second level chromatic orb.
Okay. Is that an attack roll?
Yes, it is an attack roll.
This one's straight. Once you hit him, the illusion dropped of where he was projecting himself at a slightly different place.
Dope. Let's see what we get. That's a 22.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. You know what? I'm going to use it regardless, so let's just go ahead and use my limit break.
Okay.
And I know I have to roll something just in case I crit, right?
Yeah, you
Oh,
roll
okay.
you roll a d100, and then if you get 80 or above, the burst does max damage.
Nice.
So no.
6.
So you
All right. So I get to just roll twice, right?
basically, yep.
Okay, cool. So second level. Oh, okay. So it's 4d8, so I get to roll 8d8.
Is he just cast a spell and fucking kill Pickael?
This is gonna do
Listen.
some
Wipes him
damage.
out.
This is
Listen,
gonna
it's
do
all
some
listen.
damage.
It's all non-lethal. It's fine.
Non-lethal.
We're gonna do 8d8 cold damage.
Okay.
So you see he draws a symbol, and then the black mage symbol appears in front of him, and then you just see more of these runes appear, and then more and more and more until he almost has a back slot of them behind him, and he just points, and all of the bursts of ice energy shoots at Hikael.
Okay. You those of you watching hear an audible gasp as Hikael's still kind of recovering from the counterspell. That threw him for a little bit because he didn't really think Izzy had magic. So the counterspell has thrown him on his back foot a little bit. One of the reasons he didn't counterspell this. Go ahead, 26 points of damage. And what skill did you say? I'm sorry.
It's cold damage,
Cold.
and as always, he's doing his things non-lethally.
Okay. As it starts slamming into him, you can see as it washes over him, like ice crystal starting to form on his dresses, and he starts pushing through it. He looks hurt or winded, let's say, since this is non-lethal damage. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Because of this, he's going to just kind of do a quick spin and then with both hands, 2 more magic bursts in your direction. That is, both 16.
Really quick, can I use my reaction again?
Yeah. When did you use your? Oh yeah, because the turn's over. The turn
Okay,
basically every
cool.
time it's his turn is.
Really quick. There we go. He calls out a magic word while putting his hand in the way, and you guys see just a silvery force shield appear, and he's going to cast shield, and both of them miss.
As they collide with you, the shield right at the last second, just both burst, just flying over. You can actually see them hit your shield and then burst across your face with no damage.
He is going to really quick, instead of casting it at first level, he's just going to cast it at second level. I know that doesn't give him anything, but I don't want to use up all my first level slots yet.
Fair enough. With that, that's up back to your turn.
Yeah. How does he look at the moment?
He looks pretty winded. He looks winded, surprised, and now determined.
I'm about to say, does he look like he's about to go down?
Not quite yet, but you've definitely got the upper hand at the moment.
All right. Dope. Yeah, since I used my reaction. Okay. This might be a stretch, but can you have him make a wisdom saving throw, please?
A wisdom saving throw? No, because he counterspells whatever you're throwing up.
All right, cool.
He counterspells it as well.
Yep, I can't counterspell that, so he gets my whole person
You
out
can
the way.
counterspell a counterspell.
No, I can't. I just used my reaction.
Well, you get it back at the start of your turn.
Oh, nah, he'll let him have it.
Okay. Back to his turn. Let me mark one of those off. Okay. You know what? He's gonna come in for this attack again. So now your shield would have fallen off. Let's see what we got now. 21 and
Damn.
a 12. That's not gonna hit you, is it?
Yep, the first one will though. Let's see how much damage this is.
Uh, 16 points of damage.
Yikes! Don't like that.
As one of them misses, he throws one up. You actually manage to move the broom just enough away, but the other one kind of clips you right in the side. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Low
Yeah,
DC.
sure. Let's see. Nice. 15.
That's enough. As you feel he almost knocks you off your broom as you grab onto it. You manage to not be knocked off from this height. You're up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to start DPSing my ass off. Is there any place? I remember you said there aren't many places to hide. Are there any like pillars or anything?
No, it's designed to be an open chamber so that everybody around can see what's happening. So there's no pillars or anything like that. The room is basically just kind of a big dome.
Yeah, guys, your boy Izzy might lose this one. Izzy, yeah, I could do that, but if it fails, I'm fucked. Ooh, yikes.
Grunthor is gonna stand up real quick and go and yell out, "Go big or go home!"
I think Izzy looks at it, he's like, I don't know what that is referring to, but thank you. And
Grunthor, he's already home.
yeah.
There's actually gonna summon his
But
mech.
his room is over there.
Alright, I'm gonna flip a coin to choose what to do.
Okay.
Fuck you up.
Alright, evens, I guess I'm attacking. Alright, he is going to attempt to cast Chromatic Orb at 3rd level this time.
Go for it.
Please, for the love of God, hit. 22.
22. Shield won't help. It hits.
Okay. And this is going to be cold damage again. Nice, that's 28 cold damage.
28
Non-lethal.
cold damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
As this hits, he you see it knocks him back, and he goes down to one knee as he's looking up at you, breathing very heavy.
He's going to fly. Oh, great! Then they're about the same then, and he's gonna fly 50 feet sideways.
50 feet sideways. Okay. He looks up at you and disappears. You
Counter
cannot.
spell?
You can't. You didn't actually see him use any somatic or components like that. He used a sorcery point to subtle cast it.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, that's valid.
Okay, so he has disappeared. What are you doing?
I guess I'm going to actually. That would be I'm assuming looking for him would probably be an action. So, Izzy is going to. Okay. Izzy is going to ready a Izzy's gonna ready a 1st level chromatic orb for when he reappears.
Okay.
Or whenever he finds out where he is. So basically if he knows where he is, so if he shoots a spell from a position or he reappears, he's gonna shoot a chromatic orb at him. 1st level.
1st level. Nozak, you raised your hand.
Yeah, I just had an idea, and we could talk maybe, but I would have summoned my mech for a second, and the idea was work on it while the battle's happening, because I am just not really all that interested. I'm like, cool, he's fighting. I know what he can do. He's gonna be fine. Can I use the mech to try and crush the necklace around my neck subtly?
We'll get to that in a second.
See, that seems a little dangerous.
we'll get to that right after this. We can back up a little bit if that's what you want to try to do. We'll do some rolls for it. Okay, Izzy, you are holding a 1st level chromatic orb. It is. You can see the entirety of the thing here, right? So because you're kind of flying around and there's not really anywhere to go, you see about 30 feet from where he disappeared. You see him as he comes back into view as he is casting a spell up at you. You cast yours. This is gonna be like a like a crossfire thing.
Nice.
Let's see how it goes.
I mean, guess we're both rolling.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yikes! Izzy rolled a natural 1.
Izzy rolled a natural 1.
Yep.
This is a... Oh. Shit.
Don't like that.
14?
Don't like that.
Does 14
Oh.
miss you?
It just misses.
I had advantage and rolled a 14.
So basically,
Yes.
they both shoot, then they both dodge out of the way.
Yeah. He gets one more from his multi-attack.
That's fair.
Son of a 13. Okay.
Yay!
As you see him, you launch yours and then just quickly go off to the side as another one comes whizzing past you. At this point, he's looking a little frazzled, scared even. It's your turn.
Second level chromatic orb,
Counterspell.
non-lethal.
Whatever you're throwing up, he's counterspelling.
I can't counterspell that. So it's its turn.
All right. Are you out of reactions?
Oh no, I'm just out of counterspell. I'm only a 6th level wizard.
Oh, you had a 3rd level spells?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
That was his last one too, though.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh. What's the boy gonna do?
That's a good question. I think he's just gonna try to attack one more time.
That's fair.
Son of a... Multi-attack. That was a natural 1. And a 6. Son of a...
Yikes.
He seems frazzled. He seems completely caught off guard as he's shooting at you, and you're just very barely dodging out of the way of these. It's your go.
Yeah. We're gonna just cast level 1 chromatic orb.
Go for it.
Oh wait. Actually, sorry. Let me check this. I'm pretty sure.
I've had some really unfortunate rolls here at the very end of this. What do you got?
You know what?
7?
Valid, honestly.
I rolled a 1 and
Okay.
a 6 just then.
All right. Let's see if I hit with this one. Nice. That's a 15. I'm sure that does not hit.
That's his armor class.
Okay.
No,
Oh, nothing else. Okay, cool.
no, I'm out of that uses of that
Let's do
spell.
9 ice damage, non-lethal.
As you look down and make eye contact with your brother, how do you end this?
He...
That was close, Izzy. He had 2 HP
Actually,
left. He's had
you
2
know
HP
what?
for like 3 rounds.
DM, will you allow me to embellish a bit?
Of course.
You see he shoots towards him, and what Hikael would see are these bolts of blue energy shooting towards him. But then if he opens his eyes, he would just see a ring of ice around him instead. And Izzy just floating down, and then he looks to his father and just says, "All right, I won. We don't need to go any further than this." And he's going to choose not to hit him at all.
Interesting. Okay. And you kind of come back down to the ground?
Yeah, he just comes
Lame.
down to the ground.
Hikael is kind of standing there. You said there's like a ring of ice around him, correct?
Yeah, basically, it's where he would have gotten hit, but instead there are just streaks of ice on the ground around him instead.
Okay. As he's kind of standing alert, ready to continue, he looks at you and then over to your father as he's just like looking down his nose at both of you. What was that? You call that magic? And Hikael, you call that a duel? What a pathetic showing from both of you.
That wasn't what you asked for. You asked for a duel, and you said that if I won, you'd give us information. I won. If I were to hit him, he would have been down. Now, I have questions to ask you, Father. If you don't care for my type of magic, that's fair. Fair. I plan on leaving as soon as I get my answers anyways. So we'll both get what we want.
Give me
But-
a quick persuasion check.
Yes, he just says, but the longer you take to answer those questions, the longer I'll be here. So which do you want to do? And I'll just roll. Ooh, nice. That's a 11.
He seems unmoved, but Hikael next to you says, I wasn't holding back. Izzy surprised me. He's come a long way. And he looks over at you, and for the first time you see there's almost wonder in his eyes as he's looking at you.
I didn't come far enough, apparently. You almost got me there.
You've got some nice moves on that broom. I found it a little hard to hit you.
That was the only thing that kept me up during that fight, trust me.
Well, I don't know. You had some... And then as you guys are kind of bantering back and forth, you hear just this big slam as Adonis has just slammed his hand on the desk. Enough of this. I don't know what that was, Isaiah. But it was not magic. You've cheated at this duel, and you are awarded nothing. I want you out of my sight.
Oh, so you're a liar.
A liar. I ask you to prove yourself, and you come in with parlor tricks? And he holds his hand out, and you can see he's getting ready to cast something in your direction.
Can Nozak cast Catapult with his boomerang at the dad?
If you'd like to.
Because that is somatic. That's not verbal.
Go for it. Go for it.
So Dad needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
He would, if he didn't immediately hold his hand out to counterspell your catapult. He looks over at you then... Go ahead, Blake.
Can I cast Calm Emotions?
Go for it.
God, dice.
Blake coming in clutch.
God.
Is that a saving throw? Is that a saving throw on his end?
I don't, let me read the thing. It didn't send again. Save, it has to beat a charisma 15, I think, if I'm reading this right.
So that's 16 on the die. So he will pass because he doesn't have a negative modifier on that.
Damn it.
As all this is going, he looks at the group, and then he looks back at you, Izzy. You dare assault me?
I didn't do anything. Why are you upset with me?
These are your companions.
And Blake just yelled, like, y'all are a family! Like, Jesus! There is no Jesus.
Fantasy Jesus.
he holds...
Like, she just... Sir, like... She really wants to cast... Can I cast it twice?
Not just yet. Because it would be one round. As he sees all this, he goes to finish his cast, and there is a huge boom that kind of rocks the middle of the room. Izzy, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I guess I can.
Ooh.
Nice. That's a 8.
Hiki and you both fail. As you get blown back 10 feet, you're going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you just kind of
Still up, baby.
Slam into the ground as there's this huge, almost like crack of lightning that comes out and slams right in between you, the two of you, and Adonis. As the smoke kind of clears, there's a figure standing there. It's your good friend, Matoya.
Oh my God.
Who's just kind of standing there, and she's looking at Adonis. Excuse me. I don't mean to barge in here, but I just had the feeling that you's being a dick.
Queen behavior.
She turns around and starts walking over, and she reaches down and helps you up, Izzy. She reaches down.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna take the hand. Is Hikael okay?
Hikael has... Wait. Let me see how much
I'm about to say he had 2
You,
HP left.
yeah, you
2 HP. Hikael is unconscious next to you.
When he
It's the
sees
wrong
that, I think he looks down for a moment, and he looks at Hikael. He's worried about him, and he says,
Did I do? I'm so sorry about that. Hold on just a second. And she will just kind of, really quick, she kind of reaches over and just flicks him in the forehead. And as she does that, he goes, that's her healing word.
Love that.
And she just kind of flicks him in the forehead. He kind of blinks, registering who she is, and then she just kind of stands up and turns around to Adonis. She actually, as she looks at him, she looks back at you really quick, Izzy. She goes, "That was some mighty fine spell work, by the way." She turns around and walks back over to the middle of the room. Adonis, good to see you. His eyes kind of narrow. How dare you? How dare you come? Oh, stop. Don't even pretend to threaten me. We both know that ain't gonna go good for you. Now listen here. I had a feeling you was gonna try to do something awful to my Izzy. He won your little game. That's right, I've been watching you. And I think you owe him something. His eyes just kind of narrow at her. And then he goes and kind of looks past her to you, Izzy. What he did was not magic. As she comes back. Not magic? What are you talking about? He was flying around the room launching ice balls down. If that ain't magic, then I don't know magic. And trust me, I know magic. His eyes just kind of narrow. I tell you what, how about we make one more bet? Me and you, old man. If I win, you answer his questions. Do you want to try me? His eyes just kind of narrow. He looks at you, Izzy. One question. Matoya turns around. All right, all of you come over here. Ask as many questions as you want. And he goes to protest, and then she shoots him a look. As many questions as they want.
Real hot girl shit.
What is it? Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
She just kind of turns around, and she smiles at you and gives you a little wink, and just kind of steps off to the side to observe.
Thank you, Master Matoya.
Oh, don't thank me. I'm just making sure you get what's owed to you. You did the work, Izzy.
He is trying not to smile and is failing. But he walks up to Adonis and realizing that he probably can't get him to do anything, he keeps his questions just that, questions, and simply asks, do you know why Grunthor can't remember anything?
No. As he says that, Hikael, though, is kind of on the floor, still getting up, looking back and forth, almost awestruck at Matoya, who, by the way, is kind of a legendary figure among sorcerers. No, he may not, but I know some. Grunthor has some kind of spell that's been cast on him, and we actually just learned that it's also cast on the compatriots that were traveling with him. I don't yet know the source of where it came from, but it is a very powerful magic that I have not been able to dispel myself. It seems some kind of block, from what I can determine, specifically targeting certain memories that may or may not have just gone too far. I don't believe that the entire, from what I've gathered, I don't believe that the entire memory wipe was by design. I think that something went wrong in the casting of the spell that took more than it was supposed to. But that's all I know at the moment. I haven't had much time with this information, and I'm looking into it, but then this happened.
All right, so it's something that we need to look into further. Father, what can you tell us about the Mother Crystal? And he says that to his dad, but he's more so looking at his mom, who's behind him.
I don't know what you're talking about. From the corner, Matoya goes, oh, come on. This is going to be a lot faster if you just stop being a little bitch. He just shoots her a look, and the Mother Crystal is said to be the prime crystal that birthed Fantasia itself, the icons themselves. Now, records indicate that it is older than anything. However, there's been no written or recorded history of its actual location. It seems the icons themselves deliberately kept that secret from the mortals. They know where it's at. They know what it is. It exists. Some people think that it's fairy tales or legend, but it's real. We've never been able to find it. We've sent some excavations looking for it over the centuries, but have turned up nothing. Since there's been no contact with icons in the last 2,000 years, the leads have kind of gone dead. It's not something that we've actually given any thought to recently. Though, with recent developments that we've become aware of with the wind crystal, it does seem a topic that might need to be addressed again. What do you want the Mother Crystal for?
Well, if you had actually wanted to listen to me, you would know that we're on a mission that will require us to take energy from each of the crystals. We have to do that, or else Noxus will get to them before us. And if Noxus gets to them, there's only a matter of time before he attempts to come after you all. And I know that you think that you're safe, but he seems to have a powerful item that can negate magic. And that would make it to where no one here who doesn't seem to want to take part in martial prowess would be safe. So we're going to get to it before him. Then after that, we need to get to the Mother Crystal and create new crystals after we beat him.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, sure.
Can Nozak like tug on Matoya's outfit just very lightly and just like point to this?
Nice. 18.
18, okay. As you do that, and she kind of starts to bat you away and then looks down to see what you're doing, she just reaches around back and then clicks it off and then just pulls it around and hands it to you.
My god, thank you so much. Jesus Christ.
Fantasy must him.
I'm keeping this, by the way.
18.
This is cool.
Adonis just kind of scoffs. The goings-on of the world below don't matter to us. The politics of those on the ground, they're always killing each other or doing something. They can't touch us here.
All right.
It's admirable what you're trying to do, I suppose, but misguided.
Well, you're the ruler. You can lead it however you please. It's no longer my concern then. Now, he thinks for a bit. All right.
As you're thinking, Matoya says, well, come on now. If anybody else got questions, now's your time. You're not going to get this chance again.
Above table, does message have a range, like a distance, or is it like unlimited if you know the person?
Message has a range. Sending,
like a mile,
Sending doesn't. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Because message is a cantrip.
Yeah,
Also-
I wasn't sure.
Also above table, does
Heimdall?
no,
Hikael?
Yes, thank you. Does he have any help? Like, did he get healed when Matoya like smacked him in the head?
Very briefly. He looks, or a very small amount. He looks like he's taken a beating in the fact that, you know, they were sparring. He hasn't really taken a huge beating, but he doesn't look well.
Blake takes off one of her gloves and touches him on the shoulder and casts Healing Word.
You startle him at first, but go ahead and roll for his hit points. As the healing energy kind of flows through him, he goes,
10.
"Oh, thank you. 10. Perfect. He's gonna be ready for another round soon, is he?"
Does Hekael look like he's having trouble getting, or he's just standing there?
He hasn't even gotten up yet. He seems almost shocked as he kind of was sitting up, and he's kind of just pushed up on his hands, just kind of watching this unfold, and seems pretty enamored with Matoya. Every time she speaks, he's just like letting it wash over him.
Oh, poor baby.
He's treated me well, so I'm actually going to go down and help him up, and if he needs an arm to like lean against.
Okay. Oh, thank you. As he puts his arm around him, you help him to his... He seems okay. He does seem like in the fall, he may have twisted his ankle. Nothing serious, but he does wince a little bit when he tries to put weight on his right foot. So he does take you up on that and just kind of puts his arms around you and holds on and then goes back to listening.
But...
More incessant questions. As you raise your hand, he just glares at you. Yes.
I mean, first of all, apologies for the catapult, but you were ready to kill your kids, so
I wasn't
to
going
make sure
to
that
kill
wouldn't
them.
happen.
I was just going to force you out of the room.
You could see they were both low. Anyway, so those constructs that y'all have are so fascinating. While we're still here, can I just study one of them? Because that's so cool, and I actually have so much respect for you guys to have like a magical construct that still works with the whole like physical elements of things. Like, I thought you guys didn't have that. Can I just like, I just want to look at one. I want to look and study.
Who
that.
took his collar off?
Oh, Matoya.
He looks back at his wife. Do you have any spare automatons that you can lend him? She just...
I'll even take a puppet. But, like, the big one's better.
I think we can arrange that.
Yeah! Thanks, Mom!
Please don't call me that.
Start walking back. Sorry, force of habit.
As they continue, Jesus, I should have talked to Hikael about this before I talked to them. Anyways, he just says,
let's do it.
Yeah, he says, have you all been keeping up with the snakepox epidemic?
When you mention that, Grunther, you would notice this too. Hikael tenses, kind of against you. Odonis, however, he kind of just looks at you, undaunted. We've been keeping up with it, and we've been dealing with it as it comes up. We have, for the most part, stopped its spread throughout the lands below, and any new cases are dealt with as they're reported.
All right, so it seems like I need to refer to Hiki on this one. All right, thank you for finally giving me an audience, Father. I don't have any more questions.
Blake's head kind of shoots up at the What do you mean deal with?
Yeah, was Nozak told about that part as well?
No, I think only Izzy knows that. Oh, no, wait, Izzy told Grunthor and Ava, right?
And Ava.
Yeah, he was going to tell the other two later.
The two short kings and queens are very confused
He
right
didn't.
now.
As you say, what do you mean dealt with? He just kind of looks at you, almost seeming to notice you for the first time. Well, we've taken those infected and made sure they couldn't spread the disease any further.
Where?
How?
Well, burning them seemed to be the easiest way to do it.
Where?
You did what?
You seem surprised. How would you deal with a pandemic with no cure?
Where?
Dealing with it for a couple hundred, however long it's been happening for.
Well, this is relatively new. Where? I mean, they've popped up in multiple places. Lindblom, for one. We had some reports in the Norvalen region. I believe Feymarch had some as well.
Blake's out of the room.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Blake is out of the room.
She just leaves.
Yeah.
As he looks at you, like looks around, kind of confused. But.
And this was, I'm sorry, and this was something you ordered.
Of course, it had to be stopped. We have we tend to not really care too much about the politics down below, but we do rely on them for trade in some instances. So we can't really have Lindblom falling to a disease. So,
Please, we were fucking
Chuckles.
fine. You murdered so many people because you did what? Did you bother to look for a
Izzy
cure? Did
will
you think
hold up
to
his
use
hand.
one?
do you know?
Hand-
Nozak is holding a paw up to Izzy right now. No.
Do you know
I want
why
these for myself.
you were fine? Because we acted. There is no cure.
You-
We're looking for one, but there is none at the moment. If we had done nothing, you would all be dead by now. Or at least the vast majority of you. So you can act all high and mighty. You can pretend like what I've ordered was evil. I don't need your approval. I did what I had to do to keep your people safe.
Hekael?
I want that automaton out front of wherever we're staying, and I want it there immediately. And Nozak's gonna walk out before he very probably almost tries to kill your dad.
I think you underestimate the power you hold in this conversation, little one.
I have direct ties to Prince Noctis, and I'm trying very hard to not have to utilize the fear in that. So
Are you saying
I'm-
are you saying that out loud? Or just above table?
okay, that to myself, but he knows the impact of the words that he would say.
He doesn't fear
So I
Noctis.
think oh, he will.
He does not fear
Um,
Noctis.
I think out loud, he would say, with the mission that we have available that we need to do, and the irreparable damage that could be caused to the world, that political talk from the land below that you don't care for is probably what's going to keep us all moving long before you have fallen, or long after you have fallen.
And then you leave the room.
And then
after
I'm
that.
just going to walk out, because, yeah, I'm going to kill your parents.
As you
I mean,
do
valid.
that, he looks at you, Izzy. Quite the interesting group you travel with these days. Is this how
I
we
need-
raised you? The people you associate with?
Izzy
We raised you better than that.
has been, I think up to this point, Izzy has been trying to keep the peace and realizes that arguing with them doesn't work. But I think in this moment, he just looks at him and he just looks at him and says, "You are a disgusting, vile being. I don't understand why you still call yourself mortal. You deserve nothing but the worst. And I hope that when your soul is dragged down to the fiery pits of punishment, you feel every second of
How
it."
dare you talk to me like that? I am your father, and I am the Archmage of Mysidia.
You are
You
the
will not come
Archmage.
into my
You-
house and talk to me like this.
You are the Archmage, but you are not my father anymore. I don't love you anymore. And he just turns and leaves.
How dare you? Get back here! You go.
Can I just say that Blake is within 60 feet and casts Ray of Sickness from like outside the room?
I think you have to be able to see the target.
Okay, she comes. Like, she was far
She
enough away
runs
that
back
she.
in.
No, she was far enough away that she heard that argument and then comes back and it's just like, it's a con 15 save.
It will be counterspelled. But as you do that, your attention is kind of drawn off to the side where Matoya is standing, and she catches your eye, and she just very subtly shakes her head at you. She drops her hand, and you get the feeling that she won't interfere again if you want to. But she did counterspell your first one. But if you'd like to do it again, you get the feeling she won't stop you.
I'm out of there. Fuck this cunt.
I just.
Can I walk back in and grab her?
Aren't you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go ape shit?
I love this.
Really badly.
I really want to make him throw up because I have a good line for it. Oh.
I don't think now is worth it, but I really want to see it.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I'm fighting. It's just like I don't want to fuck things up even more. But
while you're thinking about that, I'll give you a second to think about it. So just keep thinking. Grunther and Ava, you still, all of this has kind of happened. At this point, Nozak and Izzy have stormed out. Blake is back, and she seems to be wrestling with something. What are the two of you doing?
I want to ask Hekaio, when you tested me, what did you find? If I have an immunity or some means to save all these people, especially those two that you have been holding,
you definitely
I offer myself.
You definitely have an immunity, but it's just because of where you're from. Not an immunity so much. Like you could still get it, but it would present itself in much milder symptoms because your body's used to being able to fight off what is essentially a common infection for people from Bastok. So the blood that we have from the 3 samples is helpful, of course, and the other 2 have been very, very helpful in letting us take as much as we needed to. Within, of course, we're not draining them dry or anything, but yes, of course, any additional samples would be perfect.
I draw out my dagger and hold it to like the main vein on my arm.
Well,
I was like, how much do you need?
I don't have anything to gather. I mean, you'll just spill it on the floor. That's wasteful. Let's go to the lab at least before we do anything like that. As he says that, Odonis chimes in and says, "No, lab. I want these people out of Mysidia now. I will not stand for them coming in here telling me how to run this place. They have no idea what it takes." Hikael.
I don't love you that hard.
He looks at Hikael and he says, "I want them gone. You will get them gone. Do I make myself clear?"
I'm waiting for Matoya to be like, shut the fuck up.
Matoya at this point is watching intently.
also, I forgot to say it, but when Blake has come back, it is clear that like she has been in from the couple of moments that she left and then came back, like she has been in tears.
Okay.
She's still fine, but I think she remembered that Grunthor has somebody and is like, "We'll come back and make that man vomit."
As he says that,
she's kind of
sorry,
relaxed. Oh no, she just is kind of relaxed from the I'm about to cast magic, but still just like a 3-foot tall vibrating
ball of rage.
A ball of feelings.
A ball of feelings. I love
Ball
that.
of feelings.
So, after talking to Hekaio and saying that, we're going to go to the lab to get some more samples, and Adonis throwing off is like, or what? You'll kill us all like you've killed all those others?
Don't test me.
I just stand. I let Hekaio go and stand right in front of Adonis as far as I can get, and just have my arms out.
You all
great
are
savior, kill me then.
I don't consider myself a savior. I consider myself a leader who has to do and make hard decisions.
Like murder? Innocence?
That is a difficult decision to make, but it's for the greater good. Do you know how many lives we saved doing that? It's easy to come at me and blame me for this, when you'll never have to make decisions like that.
You do not have to make a decision. I am offering myself.
Your death won't change anything. It won't save others. I don't kill just mercilessly and indiscriminately.
I beg to differ.
Then you're a fool.
Better a fool than the fool in front of me. And I turn and walk straight to Hekaio. Go back to
bars
Hekaio.
being dropped this episode.
Are you leaving with Hikael?
Yeah, I'm going to help him to the lab.
Okay. Right as you get to the door, Odonis from behind you says, "I'm serious, Hikael. I want them gone." And there's a moment where he hesitates, and you can feel his whole body kind of just tense. And then he continues to let you lead him out. That leaves you, Ava. You and Matoya.
Is Adonis a Viera?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
They don't have super long lifespans, right? They have like an average lifespan.
Yes.
Like not nearly as long as like an Elysian.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, that's what you would know. You do also know, however, that there are magical means that people sometimes use to extend their life. And give me a really quick history check.
I'm so smart.
Yeah, that's about all you know. He doesn't seem to be incredibly old, but you know, normally he would have a pretty average lifespan, though likely longer than a normal, just because he could probably keep himself. A, he's got access to better healers, and B, just arcane brimming at his fingertips to help increase his longevity. But you're not looking at like Nozak level lifespan
Yeah,
here.
forget about that.
Yeah.
Would Blake be able to feel if he's lengthened
Okay.
his life?
Yeah, I wanted to ask the question because didn't he literally mention that they'd been searching for things for hundreds of years?
Well,
and he was saying a lot of that in first person,
Well,
not in the third
Mysidia
person
as
way.
a we,
Okay.
the royal we. Blake, that's a great idea. Give me an insight check.
Because I just thought about that then. I was like, hang on a second. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Nozak is bad at the context game.
Oh. 26.
I heard a bloop, but it didn't come up. What was it?
26.
26. It's hard for you at first to focus, just
She has
because
her
of
gloves off.
the roiling emotion that's kind of going through you. But you can feel just not only the tension in this room, but the bristling arcana in this room. And as you squint, you can just barely, just very faintly see the threads of his life coming off. And they do seem to have a sparkle of some kind of arcane energy to them. Now, you wouldn't be able to tell too much more than that without actually going to make contact, but it's not a huge leap to think that he probably has done something that would at least extend his life a little bit, at least. Which
On
you
the way out-
imagine might be normal for an Archmage of Mysidia. Sorry, Grunther, go ahead.
On the way out with Hekaio, if I do see Blake, I'm going to lean down and like, Blake, we could use your help probably.
All right. And she just kind of looks back and she's like, "You want to talk about natural? You're a coward." And then leaves.
Oh.
And
Grunthor.
Grunthor is going to wipe her eyes, using his thumb. And
Also, I will
put a
say,
hand on her back.
I kind of feel bad for leaving Ava after we all drop these bars. He's just standing there.
I'm not, because I feel like that's when Ava shines. I've noticed Ava always hangs back, like every time. I feel like this is where Ava shines, so I'm actually kind of excited.
I'll just say, well, Archmage Adonis, I know you don't give a shit about the politics down below, but I've served under the King of Cornelia and now the new Queen. I'm going to live a very long time. Probably a lot longer than you, and your wife, and both your kids. I'll be very excited to serve under them as their advisor when both of them eventually become Archmage of Mysidia. I'll just give him a little bow.
Hold
That's
on a
sickening,
second.
actually.
What's that on your hand?
Fingers. Just kidding.
I know it's there. You don't have to hide it. What did you do?
Oh, it's not what I did. It's what Garuda did.
You spoke to the icon.
Absolutely.
Were you there when the winds died? Are you the reason they died?
I wouldn't say I'm the reason, but everything has more than one cause. The wind icon herself are in charge of the winds. I can't control them.
My idiot son goes out into the world, allies himself with these heathens, and then destroys the wind crystal. I knew it. I knew he was a failure all along.
And his failures will only carry under your name, so long as you continue to be an asshole about everything.
Hey,
That's how legacies are left behind in the underworld. And despite you guys being up here in the cozy air, down below is how traditions are set.
He leans forward. There's a reason we keep Izzy's condition a secret. There's a reason the people here think that he's run away. I don't want him tainting our legacy. Our family has built this name for generations, and I will not let him destroy that. Give me an insight check.
Okay.
You're very perceptive and insightful. He means what he's saying. Out of the corner of your eye, though, you do catch a glimpse of Izzy's mom. And she seems silent, reserved. She hasn't said anything, but she seems to be silently kind of sobbing to herself off to the side. She seems very upset by this whole interaction.
Well, then I will wish you luck with that, Archmage. We'll be out of your hair as soon as Hikael tells us how to leave.
Well, at this point, Matoya, who's been very quiet, just kind of comes over to the middle of the room, puts her hand on your shoulder. Any last questions there, Ava?
No, thank you, Matoya.
Will you do me a favor? Because I'm going to have to be getting back soon.
Mm-hmm.
Will you? I want you to tell Izzy something for me. Can you do that for me?
Absolutely.
I want you to tell him that was some of the best magic I've seen him do, ever. And I could not be more proud of him. I'll tell him myself next time I see him, but I do got to get out of here because I do feel like I'm about to have the holy reign of terror of Mysidia down on my head if I don't get the fuck out of here. But I want him to know. Okay?
Give her a nod of understanding.
You tell him he's always got a home with me, too, if he wants it. She turns back to Adonis. Oh, and Adonis, do better, you old bastard. And then she just flashes right out of you, out of the room. Right.
Why would she leave Ava here?
Absolute queen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just I'm gonna walk.
As you're leaving, he just says, "You have until sunup tomorrow to be out of my city. She's not here to protect you anymore. Tell that to Izzy." And as he says Izzy, it's dripping with like sarcasm and just he doesn't like that nickname. Pass that along.
As I'm walking out, I'll just say, Mysidia is a beautiful city.
As soon as you get out, he flicks his hands and the doors slam and you hear a giant lock it into place. You all did not do well meeting parents. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Inspiration for everybody, because that was absolutely fantastic. Okay, so
Cool.
Everybody inspiration across the board, because that was great. So let's pick up with what is everybody doing. Ava's just left. Izzy, let's do a check-in with our good friend Izzy. What are you up to?
Izzy is standing just overlooking the outside of the building. And I think as he hears everyone comes out, he just says, Kyle.
Yeah. I think I'm okay, Grunthor, as he kind of pats you and he puts a little bit of weight on it, kind of walks over. Izzy, I'm so sorry.
I don't want to hear sorry.
Okay.
It's not... I'm not... There are two people here you should be apologizing to. One of which isn't in the room right now, but the other one is. You're going to need to do a hell of a lot of work to make this right.
I know. I want to.
But are you going to be doing the work here, or would you like to go somewhere else? I'll support whatever decision you make.
I think I have to be here. I need access to the libraries if we're going to do the research. I need access to the... There's just nowhere else that offers what we need to get to the bottom of especially the pox. And with Grunthor and the two that he's been traveling with, I feel like I need the resources of Mysidia to make any headway on that.
Well, then you make sure you get all that work done then.
Look, I know you say you don't want to hear it, and I just gotta say it. I'm sorry, Izzy. I got so wrapped up in being perfect for them. Kind of gestures back towards the door. I never stopped to think what it was like for you. I never stopped to think what I was doing to you. And then I just got so wrapped up in their approval that I was awful to you, Izzy. I don't blame you for not talking to me. I miss you, though. I want to try to build something back, and I know there's a lot of work on my end I've got to do, but I want to be a part of your life again. And that doesn't have to involve them.
I mean, I told you last time we spoke, I already forgave you a long time ago.
You shouldn't
So
have.
if it's really... So that's really what you want. If this is really what you want, I don't mind. However, there are two other people here who have been directly affected by your dad's actions who you need to apologize to.
He looks around, finds Nozak and Blake.
Yeah, Blake, when she left, she's not really listening. She's standing at the edge of whatever she could find the edge, and she's unwrapped one of the red cords in her hair, and it's like just frantically tying knots, trying to find some connection to the stranger or home or like anything. Like, just trying to reassure herself that she's okay. Or that her home's okay.
Hikael, as you're doing that, you don't really notice that he's approached until he kind of just sits down next to you, puts a little weight off of his foot. Then he just kind of sits silently for a second. I need you to know that this isn't going to make it better. I didn't want to do what we had to do. They didn't suffer. I know it doesn't fix anything, it doesn't change anything, and I'm not looking...
Leave. Please.
Of course. Sorry. He gets up, goes over, finds you, Nozak.
Nozak is going to be furiously tinkering with his mech. Can I hear him coming?
Of course. Yeah, your passive perception's high. And actually, you probably would have heard that conversation with Blake because of your passive perception.
Yep.
As he kind of limps. Go ahead.
While they're doing all that, Grunthar's going to go and sit next to Blake.
Okay. Blake, is that a... Or do you welcome that one? Or are you going to tell him to go away too?
Sorry.
She doesn't really respond to Grunthor, but she doesn't tell him to leave.
Okay.
She's still just tying the knots and...
Okay.
Oh, is Duchess there also?
I was going to say, as the two of you are kind of just sitting silently, Duchess just kind of walks over, sits down behind the two of you, but then just kind of lays her head in between and just kind of... to where she can kind of touch both of you and just kind of nudges over into Blake, and then we'll nudge over into you, Grunthor, and just try to comfort the two of you. Hikael's coming up to you, though, Nozak. What are you working on there?
Do you know what this is?
This
is a war machine. Mm-hmm. This is a machine that I built hundreds of years ago when the war started on the mainland. Well, below you lot. Again, this is something I created. I built this knowing in the back of my mind that it was used to wipe out civilizations. I have seen empires rise. I have seen empires fall. The only one that has been able to transcend war is the Empire that I have been with for almost 1,000 years. I was alive long before that. Above. I'm kind of... Nozak's kind of sick of explaining the moon situation. Like, I've been alive... I've been alive longer than that, not on this planet. I have watched so many people die. I have watched people be murdered in cold blood, and I have seen mercy killing. What your father did, not you, Hikael, what your father did, that is cold blood. That is not mercy. That is not putting them out of their misery. There are so many words that could be used. Those are not what would be used. I have seen what this does, and I have worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of healers on the mainland, trying to find a way to heal and respect the people that have died because of this situation. And for your father to stand there and besmirch every single one of their memories with one sentence is vile and disgusting, and I hate it with every fiber of my 1 foot tall being. I have seen death. I have seen murder, and I have committed it countless times. And the worst part is that I don't even blame you. I don't blame your mother, and I don't blame your father for what happened, because I know where they're coming from, and it hurts beyond belief. I have seen children pass away from this. I have seen the elderly live longer than entire generations of their family. So I don't want you to come over here and say you are sorry for your father. I don't want to hear the kind, respectful words that you can come up with, because I don't blame you. Your actions moving forward is what I will be judging, not what has happened in the past. And I still want to study that fucking creation because it was so cool, and I hate that I want it so badly.
He just lets you speak. And as you finish, he goes, nothing more to say, I think. I'll try not to let you down going forward.
Good. I still want that automaton, though.
Of course. He kind of smiles a little bit. Almost happy for the change in
Break.
topic. Yeah.
A break?
I think we can make that happen. Blake, did you have something? I thought I saw your hand.
I did. After they're done, can she try to cast sending to her temple head?
Sure.
Oh,
Go for it.
my heart is going through the roof.
That's some good RP there, Nozak. I'd give you inspiration if you didn't already have it.
Double inspiration.
I'll take some knowledge about that there collar, because I got ideas that I want to do with that bitch.
I should have known better than give you that. I gave it to you. Didn't give it to you. I kind of did it as a joke, and I knew it was going to screw me over. So, what are you sending? 25 words or less. What are you saying?
Okay.
I love the sending game. I love every time someone casts sending, there's always quiet, and you can see people counting upward. It's like part of the spell.
I got bad news. I'm scared for y'all. Is everything okay?
Okay.
Are y'all still there? Are you all right?
Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
Before Hikael walks away, I'm going to jump off of the mech for a second, and this is going to still look really weird, but I'm just going to like stand in front of him looking up.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold out a paw.
All right, 1 second. We'll get right to that. So, as you say that, there's a brief moment where you get no response, Blake. And in that moment, your heart just almost sounds like it stops beating. And the world slows down. The blood stops pumping through your arteries. And then the voice comes. Oh, thank you for checking in. No, everything's fine here. There's been no new cases of the pox. Relatively calm. Should we be worried?
Can I send back, or
You'd have to use another spell to do that.
Okay, she sends back. I'm just casting it so I remember.
Helen's gonna fucking love this episode.
Probably. While you're counting that, Nozak, as you hold your paw up as like a handshake,
Yeah.
Hikael just reaches down and his hand kind of engulfs yours as he takes it, and he just shakes it very gently. And then just kind of smiles a little bit, and you see his shoulders kind of like drop a little bit as the tension he was holding kind of releases. Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. Blake will take time, and she will be okay eventually. Just
I know.
after everything that's happened, just yeah,
I know.
different upbringings. Anyway, fuck off. I need to fix some stuff. Then you're gonna see him pull out his little hammer again.
Okay.
And nothing magical this time. I don't. Oh, do I want another one of those collars?
All
I
right.
kind of want another. Can
All
you
right.
get me another collar, by the way?
I think you'd be just fine getting him. I don't think you're going to have trouble coming across those collars.
Mm.
All right, Blake, you got it counted up?
I think so.
Let's do it.
All right.
You don't have to use all 25. It just has to be 25 or less.
Yeah. Stay hidden. Stay safe. There are people who are clamping down on the plague in a very dangerous way. Don't let them find us.
Okay. Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
Takes another moment. Very well. If we have any other cases, I'll let you know. But we will keep it to ourselves otherwise. Thank you. Be well.
When it disconnects, Blake just kind of like collapses and just like a lot of the tension, like just cries. Like even though everything is okay, just like
Good.
all of the
Emotions
Don't
just
blame you.
just kind of come flooding out of you.
yeah.
Aw.
I'm
She's
gonna
just
offer
kind
my
of
sleeve.
she's just kind of crouched and like covering her face and just crying.
Grunthor reaches over and kind of offers you his sleeve as you're as you're.
Izzy is looking over the outside again, almost absentmindedly before you guys just hear him just casually just go, "I'm a fantastic wizard."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Izzy. Yeah, Matoya, she had some words for you.
Oh, did she? Is it like a list of chores she wants me to do
No.
the next time I visit her, or?
No, she was singing your praises, you asshole. She doesn't have a grocery list for you.
Well, what do you mean by
She-
singing my praises?
She wanted me to tell you that was the best wizarding she's seen, or spell slinging she's seen, and that she's proud of you, and that if you ever need a home, she has one available for you. And then she flipped off your dad and left, so I made sure to quickly leave.
So, wait, she said that?
Yeah, she told me to tell you because you guys all already left me alone in there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens a lot when we meet parents.
And I think
Every single time, actually.
And I think he's thinking about this for like a couple seconds before he just says, "I did do a good job."
Yeah, you fucking
And he just says, "I'm a fantastic mage. I don't know what's been wrong with me this entire time." And as he says that, you guys see from behind him, almost absent-mindedly, the black mage symbol appear, and he says, "And you know what? A great mage should look the part. and he throws his hands down. You just see as silver flames appear. They shoot off from the center of his body, and you see his outfit changes into into blue and silver robes. You see that he picks up his orb and just throws it behind him, and as he just clips his book to the side of his torso, you see his pants are the same black color, and he has silver shoes. But you see his hat looks a bit different. It's smaller, and you see it has a bit of a trinket on the back, but on the side, just like Matoya's hat, you see it has like a little sash and buckle, and you see that the streak from the time he died is glowing is glowing silver. And you see he has fancy new robes, and this is what they look like.
Fuck yes.
That's
that was
great.
such a cool use of that.
I forgot that you
God,
never actually took the mage
So
clothes.
cool.
That was awesome.
That was so fucking
Stop
cool.
doing cool shit after I gave everybody inspiration.
Yeah. Also, you see that Al Nubis has a little scarf on now. That's blue and silver.
Yay!
Perfect. Does he have a little black mage hat too, or just the scarf?
No,
Damn
only because I think I'm the only person who does not like who does not like the idea of the bird also wearing a wizard hat.
Okay, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
with that, what do you all want to do with this newfound information, this new confident, transformed Izzy, and this new leaf that's been turned over for Hikael?
We gotta get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have until sunrise, by the way. That's what Adonis said.
I think that means we need to decide where we want to go. Where's the closest crystal, Hikael?
Well, we have, I don't know if, fuck it. I'll get you access to it anyway, whether he knows it or not. We have access to teleportation circles that can take you to most of the major cities. We've got Balam, Lindblom. I don't think I'd recommend going back there. Cornelia, and so I mean,
Yeah, let's talk about the Cornelia.
and Rabanastre. So both Rabanastre and Balam are quite close to crystals. We don't really have much of a connection in the Norvalen region, which would be close to the Earth crystal, but closest there would be maybe Alexandria.
If you all care, I did make a list of the crystals that I think would be best to go to. I think we should do fire, earth, and then water, because that seems to be the order that I think is most necessary. However, I was also told by one of you that you think water should go second.
I only mentioned that
having
because
this,
of the map.
Okay. I was gonna say, if we're gonna mention this really quick, above table, the only reason why water would probably get bumped up the list is because of what's happened in Cornelia. Cornelia? I've forgotten the name of the fucking most iconic city in Final Fantasy.
If we can control the water, maybe we can control the sea monsters or something.
That's the only real thing there. We already know that Moro, your informant, Leonhardt, and the egg are safe, and assuming they're probably going somewhere that they can stay out of whatever.
Well, last you heard they were held up in the Wind Temple.
Okay.
And the egg hatched.
So, yeah.
So it's a baby chick now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Do we know what color?
Yeah, it was gold.
It was
Nice.
I
But
wouldn't
yeah.
mind handling water second if you guys want. But if we do, we're going to have to go to fire, then we're going to have to go down to water, then we need to make our way up to earth.
The downside is that water is kind of really important to the world, and I don't think we want to take that away just yet. So I feel like now is an internal battle for us all. Do we want to try and help a city that kind of fucked us over, and take away water, or
I will
do we go
say
somewhere
this:
else?
at this point, you're kind of on a clock anyway. The clock accelerates if you continue to go down the path. So pick whichever one you want, because you've got valid points about what to or take away. But no matter which one you pick, things might start rolling because of the imbalance, and so it doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah.
it will affect which element gets affected, but as more and more of them start to become affected, the imbalance will be more
And
topsy turvy.
yeah, and the worst part is because of Noctis, we're in a position where we can't just talk to the icons, and move on with our day. We have to actually take the crystal so he doesn't.
Yeah.
Thor is definitely voting for water because of
Hang on a
Cornelia.
second. Are we like half above, half below table? Like
Well,
below table. That sounded weird.
I assume we were speaking above table currently.
I have not.
Okay.
Hikael's not heard any of this, so I'm assuming this was all above table.
Okay. Izzy.
Now
I just
I'm
remembered
not.
something.
Now we're back below table, I guess.
Yeah. Because like after having all that comes up, I just remembered something. Izzy, quick question. You
Yes.
can return to Mysidia whenever you like, correct?
Whenever I please, yes. I'll probably have to hide from my father, but yes.
And it brings us all here, right?
Yes.
Hikael,
Yeah.
would you be okay kind of helping us with this mission in a way that doesn't mean you have to leave this place and we still get out of everybody's hair? Because you said there are teleporters to each of the major places,
Yes.
and Izzy can come back here whenever he wants with all of
Okay.
us. So technically, we don't have to travel to each different place if we just come here and leave straight away.
You could. I mean, yeah, if you have a means to come back. Above table, Izzy, just remember you can use that once a week. So there's
Yes.
a
Oh,
week long
okay.
cooldown on that, just so you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Izzy will say. I can. The problem is it's more of a weekly thing, so we're gonna have to. So if I use it within the week, we're gonna have to wait at least 7 days.
Okay. But that means that we could smash out 2 of them, and there's already not a teleporter for the Earth one, so we can do one, come back, do the other, and then find our own way up there because you can't come back here anyway because there's nothing. Right? Hang on, am I talking out my ass?
No,
So-
that makes sense. It may get dicey. If this is the plan, we'll have to be quick. I would recommend giving me a heads up that you were coming so that we could get you as quick as possible to the teleportation circles. And I won't guarantee that, if he finds out about it, he may make that difficult, but
He
theoretically,
will make it difficult.
it could work. It's not a bad idea.
So you want to do Earth last?
I mean, we don't have the direct connection to that one as what we do with the other 2. And as dicey as it is, water is currently being used to destroy Cornelia, but if I'm to be completely honest, I really don't fucking care about them after what they've done to us. So, like, they can fall. I don't care. But
Sarah's
is
been
important.
great to you all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sarah has been great, but Sarah isn't there. So
True.
fuck 'em. I don't know
It's
what.
still
think-
her home, though.
I think that could
She
work.
can-
Honestly, it also may be the hardest to get to because if I remember correctly, it's DM. It's like elvish, like monks or sages who protect the Earth Crystal.
The Earth Crystal is... You... Actually, go ahead and give me a history check with advantage.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, you
The
can have
one thing I'm
advantage
good
on this.
at.
If it was Elvish monks, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
We
Elvish
can
monks.
finally
Wait,
do
27.
Averadark.
Be right at home.
It's not so much elvish monks. It is they're elves. There are Elezen that have secluded themselves around the time the Empire started kind of forcing their beliefs across the land. For the most part, the Norvalen region is separate from the rest of Fantasia, and that they kind of trade intermingling between themselves, but not a lot outside of that region. You do know you have someone in the party now from that region. But as far as it's protected by the Elezen of Sandoria, but they're not like elvish monks or anything like that.
Okay.
Not all of them. It's an Elezen capital. It's a city
Yeah.
that is primarily Elezen.
Well,
and
I think that getting the Earth Crystal will be a much larger mission because it'll be based in diplomacy. We can't they're an entire nation of their own accord, and we can't just break in and do that. That would be seen as an affront to their state. So we may need to go up there and try our best to use diplomacy to get to the Earth Crystal,
And
which
Blake,
will take
I would
very
I
long.
would need to change as well.
Blake, as he
above-
says that, you know that the Ellison, you would know of them, of this area, and probably not been to the capital yourself, but you have heard that they are incredibly suspicious of outsiders and protective of the crystal. And sorry,
above
Grunther.
table.
Yep.
Okay. We can't stay in Mysidia because now we're hated. We can't go to the Empire Lindblum because we're hated. Cornelia is pretty much the only place that we are welcome. So Grunthor again would like to do the water crystal to try and save what we can of Cornelia and possibly have them start rebuilding.
That would be fair. I
feel
don't
like
mind.
that's the most pressing one.
Yeah, I don't mind regardless. The only reason I suggested fire is because we lose less comparatively by doing fire. But if you guys want to do water, like to help save Cornelia, we can spend a week getting rid of fire, then going to Cornelia and trying to clear the place out.
Besides, also, wasn't the only portal towards that direction to the fire crystal is to Lindblum?
No, you can get to Rabanastre. That was
Yeah.
one of them, too. You can get to Rabanastre there. Rabanastre, Balam, Lindblum, Cornelia, and
Okay.
Alexandria.
I'd say a week for the water, come back, or go to Cornelia, try and save it what we can, come back to Mysidia, and off to Rabanast.
Also, we don't. I like that plan. I think honestly, the only thing I'm worried about is the fact that we don't know how far Noctis has gotten. But actually, to be fair, if we get more crystals in him, we're fine
Actually-
regardless.
Hang on a second. That's a really good point, because if Noctis is in cahoots with the how do you pronounce it? Because I've been pronouncing it Sahagan and Sargan for like 20 years.
Sahuagin?
Sure. Like, if he was using them... Okay, I'm back on the table. This is... Whoa!
On, under, above, on.
Noctis was in... We're assuming Noctis was in cahoots with the water people that attacked Cornelia, right? If, theoretically speaking, if that's what he was doing in Cornelia, why would he then go for the water crystal if he already has power over the people that are there, or already has political favor?
That makes sense.
So,
Also, Izzy, real quick, where did you come up with where did you get the idea that he's going for crystals? You may have explained it, and I just wasn't listening, but I don't remember.
Above table, didn't he say he was going after the crystals?
So it wasn't so explicit, but there was hinted connections between himself and Tiamat, who was siphoning the power of the first crystal. There was some subtle hinted, and I think you'd made the connection, which is what I was hoping you would do. But yeah, so he never actually came out and said it, but you kind of connected that he was maybe working with the fiends that were siphoning the power of the crystal.
That Izzy says that.
Okay, so what about for now?
Oh,
Fuck draining the
goodness.
crystals. Let's just kill all the fiends.
Ava, that is actually a
Because
really good idea.
Yeah.
Because if he could get the water crystal himself, why the fuck would he work with a fiend? He can't do it.
I mean, to be fair, that was a part of our plan before, to kill the fiends and then try to siphon off the crystals. We might be able to save this by just doing that. Then if we find the mother crystal, we only have one crystal to remake.
Exactly. The only reason why the air crystal was draining in general is because Tiamat was draining it.
But if we find that we kill one of the fiends protecting or guarding or draining a crystal, if they find out and we're not there, what's to stop them from just marching in? Because Noctis has an army. I know, I built it. So if we take that the power piece, there's a word I'm looking for, please help me, my brain is not functioning
Power
right
play?
now. Sure.
Power move?
But like if we take away that pawn, that piece, and then we leave without doing whatever with the icon, what's to stop them from just marching in?
Well,
he
the
needs-
thing
I
about it,
think I agree with Grunthor. I think water might be the best move first. Even though Michael is selfish and 12 and Tactics are his favorite games, he is ready to get to Rabanastor. Like water, the water crystal might be our best bet.
well, okay. Hold on. I'm trying to collect me thoughts.
We had
Because,
a really good first
you're-
hour, and this second hour is not.
No.
No,
I'm
this
sorry.
has been good, I think.
I'm gonna say no. Your logic makes complete sense. I'm just trying to think about all of it.
Songs.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. While I can understand, I don't think Noctis would waste resources just marching on them just to check on them, especially considering he has 2 other ones. I don't think he would start freaking out until we lost one or the other. But also, it is a valid concern because he also did kill his dad.
He doesn't have the means to actually, like... He doesn't have any experience breaking a crystal. Would he know
Yeah.
how to?
Yeah, I don't think
Maybe.
we even could have done it. I mean, I think
There's
the
like-
only reason why it happened
Oh
is because
wait,
the god allowed it to.
actually, sorry. Above board, I'm pretty sure that's what makes us special. I'm pretty sure because of the crystals, we're the only ones who can talk to them.
So, no.
Oh, okay.
You're not the only ones that can talk to them. The crystals give you a little bit more in tune with the crystals themselves, but the icons can manifest in the vicinity of their own crystal.
Oh wait, actually, sorry. To also be fair, we had to
'Cause-
barter with Garuda to get her to get
Yeah.
rid of her physical form. We couldn't just take. I'm not. So saying that someone could just take it is, I think, a bit presumptuous.
Yeah, the
Because
I don't
icons
because
must
Sarah
have-
was able to see them too. So I mean, yeah. Sorry, Blake. Go ahead. You think you're muted?
Mike.
Yep. Sorry, I coughed earlier and then I forgot to turn it back on. Blake's just kind of on the outside of everybody, but kind of half listening. And she's at one point she's like, "No, Zach, if you built all the things, can you just turn them back off?"
I mean, I've tried, but there's a difference between building machines and weaponry for
Could-
war, and then not giving it a kill switch.
Could you make something that could at least affect them?
Oh, for sure, absolutely, I could.
All right, so that's your mission. If you want, I'm sorry, I shouldn't make assumptions. You're the specialist here.
I like confident take charge Izzy, I gotta say.
I think Grunthor is right. We should start with water, and I think we should speak to the water icon to see what they think on this situation. It seems like, despite Garuda not liking humanity, she did seem to have a lot of knowledge to give us. So we can ask them, because if anyone would know who and who can't take a crystal, it would be an icon. Then we can decide what to do. It's either we're going to end up taking the crystals and killing the betrayers, or we're going to just be killing the betrayers. But
I like how
think
we've managed to talk ourselves out of with the water crystal
But
this whole time.
That's
think-
D&D for you.
But I think without the proper information, we won't be able to continue properly. So, who wants to go? Who wants to go to Balamab? I'm very sure I
Balam.
It's Balam.
did that wrong. Balam. Who wants to go to Balam?
Grunthor's raising your hand. Do you have something to say, or is that your vote?
That was my vote.
Oh, okay.
But also, in the
Yeah.
meantime, I also want to get Hekayo to his lab so he can take whatever he needs from me.
Okay.
We have until
And-
sunrise, so we can do some stuff
So
before we.
as you all are deciding this, and as it kind of sounds like you're coming to the consensus of Balam, Hikael will say...
Blake?
Oh, sorry, Blake. Did you have something to say?
I just I wanted to do after everybody. If we're still voting, then no. But afterwards, I want to try something after everybody leaves.
After everybody leaves?
Yeah,
Okay.
and when she's by herself.
Okay. So give me just 1 second. We'll get to that.
Yep.
Hikael kind of looks around. Okay, Balam it is. the afternoon, gather your things, rest, but we will need to leave. If you do rest, we'll need to get up early. Grunthor, yes, if you'll come with me, I would like to run a couple more tests before you head out, and feel free to view around the city, although I would keep a low profile, because while he did say you had until sunrise, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to pull something.
Why not? He's already murdered thousands.
Grunthor is really not feeling his dad.
Anyway,
Yeah, but
And this is from a character who was in an army. So
it's also from the character that broke that dude's arm and stuffed him in a chest.
all right. So
He just looks
I'm
at you
happy-
and says, "Izzy, you know where the chamber is, right? The teleportation chamber. If you
Yes.
would just make sure to meet me there, you and your party, before first light, and we'll get you on your way."
Wonderful.
I want-
The rest of us, we need to get to my room to probably just get a couple hours of sleep, and get up as early as we possibly can.
At this
I want a
point,
puppet.
right? I
I'm
know.
getting my fucking puppet, I
get you a
swear to God.
At this point, and Blake, I haven't forgotten. We'll get right to you. At this point, remember this meeting with him was pretty early, so you would have a whole day of quote downtime. So let's talk between sessions. I know one or two of you wanted to maybe look at some shops. We'll kind of do that off screen and then just kind of recap it as we pick back up next time. But yeah, so if you have shops or any things you want to do, you will have time to do that. You don't have to go like straight to bed at this point. But as you all start to disperse, Hikael leading Grunthor away, and Izzy kind of talking to Nozak and Ava as they walk back towards the room, kind of giving them outline of the city and where they might be able to find certain things. Blake, what were you doing?
Blake kind of still standing at the edge of whatever little island she's standing on, and she kind of looks over her shoulder to make sure everybody's gone, and she pulls the thread again and kind of reaches out to see if she can find for the life strings,
Okay.
and to see if she can find the coldest one that she can find.
The coldest one.
The coldest one.
Okay.
And using...
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, sorry.
No, and when she finds it, using the thread, she kind of pulls on it and goes, "Ma'am? Are you there?"
There's a moment of just silence. And then you feel just a chill kind of across the back of your neck. You turn around and no one's there, but you kind of reach back and touch it, and your neck is cold to the touch. You pull it away, and there's just a little tiny ice crystal at the tip of your finger.
"Was this all you? Is this what you meant by causing chaos?"
No, child. You just hear this kind of disembodied voice, just almost like someone's whispering right in your ear. This one wasn't me. There's forces beyond me in this world, too.
She just kind of nods and looks back out over the clouds.
As you're looking, you feel a weight kind of land on your shoulder. Just kind of squeeze. When you look down, you see a very familiar hand. Not the icy, cold hand, but a warm hand you've known most of your life. It just kind of gives you a squeeze. And then another voice, almost imperceptible, you hear, "I'm with you. I'm always here. We'll get through this." The weight kind of goes away as the hand is no longer there. What are you doing?
She's still just looking out to the forest, or where she thinks the forest would be.
Okay. As you kind of just stare off into the distance, with those two voices kind of just echoing throughout your head, staring off, reminiscing about your home, the places that you've left behind, the people that you've lost, the realization of what's happened to some of the people that you thought might be okay somewhere. And you just kind of start to well up a little bit again. And that's where we're going to end tonight. So.
Nah, we're going to keep playing.
No, we're not, because I said we might end early, and I didn't do it. And I need to go cough for like 20 minutes. So, with that, I just want to personally say this was a fantastic episode of roleplay from every single player in this game. Great across the board. I wish I could give out 100 inspirations. It was great.
You can't. You're the GM.
I know. But
D&D Beyond can't.
Damn it. He's got me there. But anyway, great. This was so good. You all are the reason I love playing this game and why I look forward to Mondays so much. So, thank you so much. This was a great one. I agree, Nozak. I think Kellen's going to like this one. So thank you all for watching. If you watch live or most likely watch this on YouTube, thank you for giving us the views and just sharing the story with us. And we will get back next week with, sounds like we're going to Balam, getting ready to do some water crystal stuff. So it's going to be fun. Thank you all. Lally ho, friends. Good night. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.